Can the tiny Panasonic Lumix S9 actually handle high ISO, low light video? If you've been wondering how this compact powerhouse performs when the sun goes down, then you're in the right place. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer: this video is not sponsored and I bought my Panasonic Lumix S9 with my own money and with absolutely no regrets. I'm loving this camera. It's the ultimate setup for street and travel photography, for stills and for video. A few weeks ago, I was exploring the stunning streets of Shanghai, China. I only had a 2-hour window to get out with my new Panasonic Lumix S9 and the 18-40 F4.5-F6.3 kit lens. I wanted to capture some memories of the trip at the same time as pushing the sensor to see how it handled in rapidly fading light. If you want to see the still images which I shot during this trip using a built-in real-time LUT and that gorgeous pseudo X-Pan 65x24 aspect ratio crop, just click the link up here. Now, it was late afternoon and the light was dropping quickly, so I had to be intentional with my camera settings. So let me give you the breakdown of how I configured my Lumix S9. First of all, I switched my top dial to the video manual setting, and I chose the codec, which is called MP4 Lite, which is the new Panasonic codec, which is exactly what it says. It's light by name and light by nature. Perfect for quick transfers from the S9 to the Lumix Lab app on your mobile device. Now, the resolution in the MP4 Lite codec is not exactly 4K. In fact, it's 3.8K. This pseudo open gate mode gives you way more vertical canvas than the traditional 16:9. I set my shutter to 180 degrees, which at 25 frames per second, which the MP4 Lite codec records in, is the equivalent of 1/50th of a second. One of the things that I love about the Lumix cameras is that you can choose either shutter speed or shutter angle. And if what you're looking for is correct motion blur, then I would suggest you set it to 180 degrees, which is always going to double your frame rate. And therefore you can forget all about it and you don't have to worry about changing your shutter speed every time you change your frame rate. Since this kit lens isn't the fastest in the world, I kept it wide open at f4.5 by staying at the widest focal length of 18mm. Because the light was constantly shifting, I set my ISO to automatic, capping it at the maximum of 51,200. Now, that may sound very high ISO to you. The Panasonic Lumix cameras normally handle high ISOs very well, and I wanted to check that out myself with the S9, and I cared more about getting the shots than the grain or the noise which may be incorporated with that high ISO. To get the most out of the dynamic range, I set my camera to Vlog. I used the built-in LUT assist function so that I could preview corrected Rec 709 colors on the rear camera screen. But I chose not to use a real-time LUT, which is one of the functions of the Panasonic Lumix S9 on this video footage. Why? Well, because if I had used the real-time LUT, that would have been baked into the video file. And if I didn't like the effect, well, it was too late to change it. Unlike stills, where you can capture in JPEG and RAW, and therefore if you don't like the baked-in real-time LUT, which you've chosen for your JPEG images, you still have the RAW image, which you can process exactly the way you want and color grade the way you want to. With video, once you've baked in that real-time LUT, then you're stuck with it. So recording in Vlog gave me the flexibility of being able to color grade it later. For stability, I used the normal setting on the IBIS, combined with standard E-stabilization for video. Now this does punch in and crop the image a little, but hey, as I was shooting at 18mm, which is already a pretty wide angle, it didn't really make that much difference. Finally, I wanted these clips to feel like the time of day that they were shot at, which was late evening and early night. I didn't want the camera to compensate that exposure and make that evening footage look like it was actual daytime footage. So I followed the golden rule. Expose for the highlights. It's much easier to recover shadows in post than to fix blown out highlights. To ensure that moody look, I set my exposure compensation to -1 stop. So let's see the results. First, you'll see the edited straight out of camera vlog flat footage, followed by the color graded version. I want you to judge for yourself. How does this MP4 Lite codec hold up at high ISOs? Well, there you have it. For me, this wasn't just a tech test to see how my new Panasonic Lumix S9 performed in low light, high ISO situations. It was also about capturing some of the soul of the beautiful Shanghai, China. I wasn't worried about extra grain or extra noise in the image. I just wanted to make sure that I captured the moment. But what do you think? Does the Panasonic Lumix S9 hold its own in the dark? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. I read and reply to every single comment and question that you leave in the comment section down below. It's the best way for me to know the kind of content that you'd like to see in future videos. If you found this video interesting or useful, please hit that like button and share it with any friends, family, or social media groups that you think might also find it interesting. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to my channel and join the community for more gear tests and photo tips. Check the description for my affiliate links to gear used in the making of this video. Using my links costs you nothing extra, but helps me keep this channel running. So until the next time, this is Andy at Photechvideo signing off. Take care and be safe, and I'll see you in these next videos.